The release of Helldivers 2 is getting insanely close now. Actually, it's exactly 3 days, 2 hours, 37 minutes, and 29 seconds away. And because the last few days have been absolutely nuts for us Helldivers fans getting new info, I figured I absolutely had to make a video about it. And so in this video, we're going to talk about every single thing we've learned in the last few days from all the preview videos, raw gameplay, Discord chatter, everything. Let's freaking do it. Alright, so guys, we're going to go through all this info live. I'm not going to write a script or anything like that. And we're going to start off by talking about all of the general new info that we've got, there is about 10 points. And then after that, we'll talk about specific info for Warbonds and super credits and the Superstore as well. And there'll be about 10 or 11 points there. The first bit of info is that the release time has finally been confirmed, and it is the 8th of February, which we already knew, and it'll be at 10 AM CET, which is 4 AM EST and 9 AM GMT. I'll put a bunch of times on screen so you can check that out, and you can also get exactly what that'll be in your local time if you join the Helldivers Discord server and go on the FAQs page. So that will show you exactly what it is your time. Alright, next bit of info is that planets will have a day-night cycle and weather effects. So in one of the preview videos, they were talking about how depending on the time that you drop into the mission, that will determine the time of day that it is on that planet. And as far as I could understand, during the mission, the time of day will actually change, as well as things like the weather effects. Anyway, check this out.
You're going to planets, they have like day-night cycles, they have different weather systems. Like you're going to go somewhere and it's going to be gorgeous, just morning light breaking over the planet's edge, and you go somewhere else and it's deepest night.
You know, when you go to a planet will determine what time of day it is. So you'll see the same planets in day and at night.
So I absolutely love this. I think this is so unexpected, but I think it's going to be one of my favorite features of the game. I love having day-night cycles and weather effects in open world games because it just makes you feel immersed in the environment, and I think that's going to be amazing in Helldivers. I'm not sure how much time you're going to have to sit and appreciate the weather effects and the day-night cycles, but it's a great feature anyway. I love this. Okay, the next thing is that maybe this is something we already knew, but Automatons are definitely a separate race from Cyborgs. So in Helldivers 1, we had the Cyborgs, which were like, a human / robot race. And I always thought that maybe the Automatons were like an evolved version of those. But apparently no, they're a totally separate race. So I don't know if that means we're gonna get Cyborgs later on added to the game. That would be awesome. And also we have no info on whether the Illuminates are gonna be added to the game. I really hope they are. But yeah, that's really interesting. So Automatons are a separate race. That's cool. The next thing is that there is a game director in the game. So this is again something we already knew, but on top of that, there's also real life human staff that are watching matches and making changes in real time. Check this out.
So in a lot of tabletop gaming, you have a dungeon master or a game master, right? We also have a game master in this game. It's very hard to achieve exactly what you get at a table, but we wanted flavors of that into this game. We have a suite of tools and a suite of real life human beings, okay? Not just AI bots, right, that are doing this, that are observing the gameplay as it's happening. One of our team members was observing your playstyle and debated what to do and was like, I'm gonna drop them this extra stratagem.
So I'm kind of on the fence as to whether I like or dislike this feature. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out. One thing I do hope is that they give us the ability to disable the feature. I can imagine that there might be players that don't really want a human interfering in their matches, and that maybe they want to turn this off. So yeah, I hope we can turn it off, but no info on this yet. The next bit of info is that the Galactic War is infinite, or at the very least, really long term. So one of the things that I kind of didn't like in Helldivers 1 was that sometimes you jump into the game and one or two of the races wouldn't be available to play against because they had been defeated by the human players. And I know a lot of players are with me in disliking this feature. So apparently in Helldivers 2, the Galactic War is something that's just going to be constantly happening over a long period, or maybe for the entire duration of the game.
Another change from the original game, which I think is really interesting and important, is on the Galactic map, is the Galactic Battle. This Galactic Battle we're talking about now is going to be ongoing for the lifetime of Helldivers 2. I don't know that it can be won. The enemies are also fighting back. They're going to be adjusting their strategy depending on how the community strategy goes.
And yeah, I'm a huge fan of this. I think this is a great change, and I think it's going to be really interesting. The next thing is that it's kind of related to the last point. There is kind of a story that will play out over the lifetime of the game, and you're going to want to get in early if you want to experience all of it.
We wanted to try something different here. Here, the progress through the galaxy is going to be slower. So you're going to be fighting, trying to liberate planets. As you do that, the enemies have goals. They will look at what you've done and react in a way that changes the face of the galaxy thereafter. So people who join us, players who join us from day one, they're going to experience the entirety of a full story arc. They'll see everything all the way through as it unfolds, as Super Earth, arrogant as it is, digs itself into deeper and deeper problems.
All right, the next point is this info that I found on the Warbond FAQs thread on Discord, and I quote, "All other future updates, for example, enemies, environments, and missions, will be free for everyone who's bought the base game." So I don't know if this mention of enemies means that we're going to get a new faction in the future, or just new enemy units for the existing factions. But this is cool, and this is really good news for anyone who thinks that maybe Helldivers 2 is going to be like pay to win or have some aggressive monetization. This is confirmation that future updates in the form of enemies, environments, and missions will be free for everyone. So you're not going to have to pay for those. So maybe this means that there won't be any paid DLCs like we had in Helldivers 1. So yeah, really good news there. The next thing is that all missions seem to have a time limit. As far as I could tell from all of the preview videos that I saw, the time limit for every single mission is 40 minutes. Or at least this was the maximum I could find in any video. There was never a time limit shown in the top right corner that was over 40 minutes. And there were never any gameplay videos where there wasn't a mission timer at all. That said, if you go back and watch some of the earlier gameplay trailers, like the Bile Titan trailer, you don't see any mission timer in there at all. So I don't know if that's just because they hid it or if that particular mission doesn't have a timer, but yeah, that's really interesting. So I'm kind of hoping that there are more open missions that you can do that don't have timers, but based on all of the preview videos that we just saw, that's not the case. So anyway, remains to be seen. All right, the next bit of info we got is that there will be a minimap. So in addition to getting that compass at the top of the screen, you also have access to a minimap, which you can mark with waypoints. And I'm assuming that other players will be able to see these waypoints as well, not just yourself. But this is a great feature which we also saw in Helldivers 1 that I'm really glad that we've got back in Helldivers 2. And the last bit of new general info that we got is that if you like the game Deep Rock Galactic, you will love this game.
We want this game to give you intense, saturated moments of unpredictable, hilarious chaos. You just barely die on the way to finishing an objective, and then you reinforce just at the right time and land on a bug, and therefore you're able to defeat your objective, but then you die on the way to the extraction zone and you aren't even able to get out.
Before we get into the next section, a huge shout out to ExpressVPN. If you've ever wanted to play games in a different region or browse the web securely, ExpressVPN is how you do it. I can tell you from experience it 100% works, and honestly, the ping's actually decent too. And right now, every single Mogz viewer is gonna get a huge discount of 3 months off all 12-month subscriptions, meaning it just got a whole lot cheaper for you to jump into a different region and destroy your opponents over there. How good is that? So go check out ExpressVPN via the link on screen and in the video description. Alright, so the next 10 or 11 points that we got here are specifically about Warbonds and supercredits. Okay, the first one is that Warbonds will be released every second Thursday of the month. This is amazing, and this is way more content than I expected. I thought maybe we'd get Warbonds like every 2 or 3 months or something like that, but it seems like they're going to be the kind of thing that maybe you can finish and you can unlock the entire Warbond in just like, you know, a few days or a week or something. So that's really cool. I don't know what you guys expected, if you thought you'd get them really often or not very often, but this really surprised me. All right, the next bit of info is that every time a new Warbond is released, you will be able to preview the content. I don't know if this means we'll be able to preview every single item in the Warbond, or just like the first page or some like highlights from the Warbond. But yeah, this is a great feature nonetheless. All right, the next one is Warbonds will contain weapons, including grenades, and also armor, helmets, capes, player cards, which I'm assuming is like something like a banner for your, like a nameplate or something, and victory poses, which I'm assuming are for the end of mission celebration screen that we saw in some of the previews, and then also emotes. These are all of the item types that I was able to find in all of the videos. It hasn't actually been confirmed by a dev or anything, but those are all the item types that I could find. Okay, the next thing is directly from the devs, and it is that the Steel Veterans Warbond will cost 1,000 super credits, and that other Warbonds will have different prices depending on the content. So we don't yet know how much one super credit will cost, and so I don't know how much 1,000 super credits will be, if that's like $10 or what, but the one thing that I do know is that the Super Citizen upgrade is around $13 US on Steam. And since you get the Steel Veterans Warbond with it, as well as a few other things, I'm assuming that, you know, one premium Warbond will probably be around $10. So I'm assuming 1,000 super credits is $10. So I don't know, that's just a guess. But yeah, we'll find out on release date, I guess. All right, the next info is that there are 2 ways to earn super credits other than purchasing them with real money. The first is to find them in missions. So you can go to points of interest where you'll find super credits. And then you can also earn them from the free Warbond, which you can see in this clip here. There's a couple of instances where you can get super credits from the Warbond. So that's great news. The next thing is kind of related to this, and that is that in that first free Warbond, the Helldivers Mobilize or whatever it is, you will get enough super credits just in that to be able to then purchase, for example, the Steel Veterans Warbond, so a premium Warbond. That was my understanding of what was said here in the FAQs, but that's really great. So at least at the start of the game, when new players are coming in, they'll have enough SC to be able to purchase one premium Warbond. So that's really great. Okay, next bit of info is that each mission has a limited number of super credits, and that the amount that you get from points of interest will vary. So some of them might have a lot and some of them might have a little. Next up is that the amount of super credits in missions doesn't depend on difficulty. So the difficulty of the mission doesn't increase or decrease the amount of super credits you get. So I'm not a huge fan of this, actually. I can imagine that the meta in the game might sort of become just grinding those really, really easy missions for super credits. And I don't know, I feel like the fact that that's possible, it's like save scumming, you know, like the fact that you can do it maybe means that you'll find yourself doing it, even if it's not enjoyable gameplay. So I kind of wish that, I hope that in the future they change it so that easy missions give you a little bit of super credits and other rewards, and harder missions give you a lot of super credits. But yeah, I'm curious to like what you guys think of this. If you think it's better the way that it is, or if you like my idea. Because yeah, I mean, there could be problems with either way. So I'd be interested to hear your guys' thoughts down in the comments. All right, next one is that you must be in the server when the super credits are collected in order to receive those super credits. So if you join right at the end after everything's been picked up, you're not going to get any of the super credits. However, you don't need to actually finish the mission to receive those super credits. So as soon as you pick them up, as soon as they're picked up when you're in the server, you can just leave instantly and you'll still get the super credits. The only thing is you'll forfeit all of the other rewards, like the samples, the medals, or whatever. You won't get any of the other stuff. You'll just get the super credits. So I'm not a huge fan of this. I feel like it might be possible for people to just, you know, say they're about to collect the super credits, they can just ask like their friend to come in just while they pick it up, and then as soon as they get it, they can leave. Or if you join with random people, If you party up with random people, then as soon as the super credits are picked up, they might just leave. So I don't know about this. It's going to be interesting to see how that plays out as well. But yeah, anyway, that's how it works at the moment. Okay, the next 2 bits of info are about the Superstore. First one is that the Superstore has 4 items every 48 hours. So it'll rotate every 48 hours with a different 4 items. And that everything that you buy in the Superstore is bought with super credits. So you can't use metals or any other currency type in there. And the last one is that the items in the Superstore are unique to the Superstore. So you can't actually get those items anywhere else in the game. That's my understanding of what was said here in the FAQs, but yeah, not sure about this. I guess maybe it's a good feature because there might be nothing else to spend our super credits on, you know, once we've unlocked the Warbonds that are available at the time. Maybe we won't have anything else to spend on, so maybe this is kind of the main place that we can spend our super credits is on the Superstore. But yeah, that's really interesting. So that's all the info that I was able to gain, all of the kind of new info, new insights that at least I wasn't aware of in the last 2 to 3 days from all of the preview videos on Discord and everything. So I hope that was really interesting for you guys. I hope you like this style of kind of casual video. Let me know all of your thoughts down in the comments. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you didn't like it, totally fine to hit the dislike button. I don't mind that at all. It's just great to get your guys' feedback. And as I said earlier in the video, I'm planning on streaming day 1 on my YouTube channel. So if you're interested in that, make sure you sub so you don't miss it. I've never done a stream really before, so it's going to be kind of a new experience for me, but I'm really excited about this game, so I thought I had to do a day 1 stream. And who knows, I might do more streams in the future as well, maybe on YouTube or on Twitch. Yeah, I'm not really sure yet. But yeah, as always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.